Guten Tag und herzlich willkommen auf meinem YouTube-Kanal German Made Easy from Scratch. Ich heiße Louise und ich unterrichte seit über 40 Jahren Deutsch. Was ist mein Ziel für heute? Mein Ziel für heute ist, Präpositionen mit da oder wo zu unterrichten und wie man sie in einem Satz verwenden kann. Es ist ja wie immer sehr einfach. Und wenn ihr das lernen wollt, bleibt dabei. Ich erkläre das jetzt auf Englisch für die Leute, die mich nicht verstehen können. My aim for today is to teach you how to use prepositions with da or dar in front of it. How to use the question words wo or auf and with prepositions as well. You'll see these very often in sentences and in comprehensions, and if you want to use them in a sentence yourself, it can be quite entertaining for yourself to learn how to do it. And I will always say, learning German is more fun than Sudoku, for sure, and very good for your brain and very definitely good for your brain health. So anyway, we're going to be taking a look at this first. The use of da and dar with prepositions. Do you want to learn them? Want them explained? Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you very much to all those very kind people who have subscribed to my channel and liked as well. And if you'd like to leave a comment, I'm more than happy to receive them. I like to see if you've understood it. Is there any better way of teaching this? Have you heard something different? I'm always happy to hear from you. Don't forget to write a comment as well. Much appreciated if you take the time. With use of da and dar with prepositions. With most prepositions, da or dar in front of vowels, now we'll come to that later, it's used instead of an accusative and a dative when referring to things and not people. Here are some examples with people. Otto interessiert sich für Elise. Interessiert sich für sie. Inge wartet auf Peter. Sie wartet auf ihn. So as you can see with people, there's no da or dar there. Not at all. You just use the same prepositions or pronouns that I had been using in the last couple of lessons. So interessiert sich für sie. Sie wartet auf ihn. Now we're going to show you a few examples with things. So Peter interessiert sich für Sport. Now Sport is not a person, remember? So interessiert sich dafür. Interessiert sich dafür. What did I do? I put da in front of the preposition für. Peter is interested in sport. He is interested in it. Remember, some verbs take a special preposition. Now that's for another video, and that will be done later on. But what I want you to really understand today is that if there's a preposition für in front of a word or in front of a noun, then if you want to replace that noun, you still have to keep the für, and then what you're going to have instead is dafür, because you can't, in German, leave a preposition at the end of a sentence hanging. So by putting dafür, it gives it a bit of strength. Maria wartet auf den Bus. Sie wartet darauf. Again, what do I see here? I have an R. Why do I have the R? Because you have two vowels coming together. And it's just there for really pronunciation purposes. Because remember, all changes in language are usually to do with pronunciation. If something is too difficult to say, over time, things change. So for this particular reason, you have the R there because of the two vowels coming together. And that's not allowed. The following prepositions behave in exactly the same fashion as that. Look at them all there. So what do you recognize? An, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, and zwischen. You have durch, für, gegen, ohne, wieder, entlang, ein bisschen. Remember, you had all of those prepositions. Quite a few of them are used in this way. So if you have learned your prepositions from my previous videos, or check my previous videos out on my prepositions, and you will see that these ones work along with da or dar. Here are some examples. Kaufte sich Holz. He bought some wood for himself. Und machte sich einen Schrank aus dem Holz. And he made a press for himself from this wood. Now you want to be able to replace aus dem Holz with a preposition. You don't want to repeat the word Holz, is what I'm trying to say. Less boring. So what do you do? Now you have to, the snake in the grass really are the prepositions, because you have to watch out for them. You cannot leave the preposition out. So what do? You would, machte sich einen Schrank daraus. Noticing I've got the or there because of the two vowels. Das Bild, that's the picture, hängt an der Wand. It's hanging on the wall. Das Bild hängt an der Wand. So now you have das Bild hängt daran. Because you have to use the an, that's your preposition. Can't have a preposition on its own, so you have daran. And as you can see, two vowels coming together, not on, so you put in an or. Ich denke an meinen Urlaub auf der Insel Mallorca. So it's denken an. Again, some of these verbs are always followed by a particular preposition. In this case, it's denken an. So, ich denke an meinen Urlaub auf der Insel Mallorca. So, I'm thinking about my holiday on the island of Mallorca. So, what am I going to put? Ich denke daran. Ich denke daran. Ich schreibe mit einem Bleistift. I'm writing with a pencil. Ich schreibe mit einem Bleistift. Think about my mit again. Don't forget that you really highlight these prepositions if you got this as a grammar point. Look out for your prepositions if you're doing exams. Look out, because they're the ones you have to really be careful with. Ich schreibe mit, right, with it. All there I have no reason to put in an or, because M is not a vowel. Next one. Bittet Hilfe. He's asking for help. Bittet darum. He's asking for it. I have to put the or in there. Why? Because of the two vowels. Ist gegen Prüfungen. He's against exams. So then, ist dagegen. No reason for an or there again, because G is not a vowel. Sie bewirbt sich eine Stelle. She's applying for a job. So we have there. So, but it's a vowel. So it's going to be sie bewirbt sich darum. Vowel, two vowels again. So I have to put in my or. Ihre Frage bezieht sich auf die Umweltprobleme. Our question refers to the environmental problems. What have I got here? Ihre Frage bezieht sich darauf. Again, there seems to be a lot of these prepositions beginning with the vowel, as you can see. Ich bin zur Party eingeladen. Ich bin dazu eingeladen. I'm invited to it. Die Frau besteht auf gute Manieren. She insists on good manners. Die Frau besteht darauf. Okay, she insists on it. Beschäftigt sich viel mit seiner Arbeit. Mit has been the key one there that you have to watch out for. So, beschäftigt sich viel damit. Das Rauchen wirkt sich nachteilig auf die Gesundheit aus. That means smoking has a bad effect on your health. And you want to say smoking has a bad effect on it. I've highlighted the auf. Das Rauchen wirkt sich nachteilig darauf aus. And that means smoking has a bad effect on it. Eignet sich bestimmt für diesen Beruf. He is definitely suited for this job. The Führer is there, I have to get that in. So, eignet sich bestimmt dafür. And the next. Ich achte auf meine Gesundheit. I take care of my health. Ich achte auf meine Gesundheit. And then, because I've highlighted the auf, this won't be highlighted for you in the exam, so you have to watch out. So, ich achte darauf. There you have the R because of the two vowels. Alles hängt von meinen Noten ab. Everything depends on my results. Alles hängt davon ab. Everything depends on it. Okay? I should have highlighted that in red, so in case that doesn't go up red. So did you see it? That's your preposition. Next one. Kannst du ihn von seinem Entschluss abbringen? In other words, can you persuade him or take him from his decision, persuade him to change his mind? Can you persuade him to change his mind? Kannst du ihn von seinem Entschluss abbringen? Is the key. So you have to get the von seinen Entschluss into a pronoun. Kannst du ihn davon abbringen? I'm having a good laugh or a good smile about the film, enjoying myself about it, thinking about it. Ich amüsiere mich über den Film. So then über here, über den Film is what I want to replace. Ich amüsiere mich darüber. Here you have, again, an R here. And the reason for that is the two vowels. This should be not 20, 18. Es kommt auf das Wetter an. Okay, so it's here what I want to replace. So, es kommt darauf an. It depends on the weather. And that's a nice little phrase you could use quite often. So far, so good. Bis dahin, Fragen, questions. Now, I'm sure you've seen plenty of these, and these are actually quite confusing in reading comprehensions because people see them and go, what's all that about and what do they mean? And I rarely use them, especially at this level. People are a bit uncomfortable about using them themselves. But there's no need to be uncomfortable because you're going to learn them here. But most importantly, if you're doing a reading comprehension and some of these are used in the questions, well, now the spell has been broken. You will now understand them just in time for your summer exams. So here we have it here. I couldn't leave it, especially coming up to the exams, that you have a chance or an opportunity to use these here. And they are related to the daran, darauf, and whatever. We're using the same ones. Kaufte sich Holz und machte sich einen Schrank aus dem Holz. I have to use the question, yes, and I want to get the answer. Machte sich einen Schrank aus dem Holz. That's my answer that I want to get. So what would the question be? Wie lautet die Frage? So, woraus machte sich einen Schrank? That question means, what did he make the press out of? Woraus machte sich einen Schrank? Now that woraus might throw somebody in an exam. The cat is out of the bag, so to speak. You'll be able to understand it from now on in. Das Bild hängt an der Wand. Now I explained that was the picture hanging on the wall. Now the question that you could be asked was, well, where does the picture hang? And you want to get the answer on the wall. So what's the word for where in this particular instance? And the preposition here has to be used so that you can get the answer an der Wand. Woran hängt das Bild? And that means, where is it hanging? And then you can know, an der Wand. An der Wand. Woran hängt das Bild? So if you're looking to try and understand what this, so das Bild hängt an, oh yes, there's the word, an der Wand. That's your answer. Ich denke an meinen Urlaub auf der Insel Mallorca. I'm thinking about my holiday on the island of Mallorca. What am I thinking of? So we've got my denken an. It's here. I'm going to be working here. I put that in red here so that you can see it. Woran denke ich? Woran denke ich? Remember, you have to always be mindful of prepositions. Leave them out at your peril. Forget them at your peril. They are so important. Ich schreibe mit einem Bleistift. I'm writing with a pencil. Ich schreibe mit einem Bleistift. So that then the mit is, so I get my question word. Womit schreibe ich? What am I writing with? Now please make sure you know your prepositions. They're so important. Bittet Hilfe. He is asking for help. So then now I think you probably have it cracked now at this stage. Worum bittet What's he asking for? Bittet Hilfe. Next one. Ist gegen Prüfungen. He is against exams. So, wogegen ist What's he against? Sie bewirbt sich eine Stelle. Sie bewirbt sich eine Stelle. She is applying for a job. So now what have we got? Worum bewirbt sie sich? What is she applying for? And the answer being, of course, eine Stelle. And that's where it's all coming from. So never be afraid when you see these at the front of a question again. Ihre Frage bezieht sich auf die Umweltprobleme. Our question refers to the environmental problems. Looking at my preposition, I better put that in red just in case it's not clear enough that the importance of these prepositions. So, worauf bezieht sich Ihre Frage? Okay, and what does our question refer to? And as you know, it's auf die Umweltprobleme. It refers to the environmental problems. And that would be in your answer. So then there'd be no need to be afraid of this in the question. You'll see the answer clearly in your text. Ich bin zur Party eingeladen. Wozu bin ich eingeladen? Bin ich eingeladen? What have I been invited to? The to. You see, in English, you can end a sentence with the preposition, but not in German. So, wozu bin ich eingeladen? Die Soße besteht aus Tomaten. The sauce consists of tomatoes. Woraus besteht die Soße? What does the sauce consist of? And the answer is aus Tomaten. Beschäftigt sich viel mit seiner Arbeit. And my question, womit beschäftigt sich? What's he involved with? And of course the answer is mit seiner Arbeit. Not a tough one. Das Rauchen wird sich nachteilig auf die Gesundheit aus? Smoking has a bad effect on the health. What have I got here? Das Rauchen bewirkt sich nachteilig auf. So I'll start here using this, but I'll qualify with the wo. So, worauf wirkt sich das Rauchen nachteilig aus? What does smoking have a bad effect on? That's about my question mark. Eignet sich bestimmt für diesen Beruf. He is suitable, certainly or definitely, for this job. So then we have wofür eignet sich. What is he suitable for? Für diesen Beruf. Alles klar? Ich achte auf meine Gesundheit. Now I'm going to home in on the auf. And that's what I would do in an exam if I were you. So then I have to ask my question. I put worauf because the two vowels together. Achte ich. Nearly there. Alles hängt von meinen Noten ab. So now what you do, home in on your, right? So now I have to try and get my question word out of that. So then, wovon hängt alles ab? What does everything depend on? Wovon hängt alles ab? Now, another tricky one, but it's not tricky when you just home in on your pronoun. Kannst du ihn von seinem Entschluss abbringen? Wovon kannst du ihn abbringen? What can you get him to do? To change his mind, in other words. Wovon kannst du ihn von seinem Entschluss? Das muss auch 18 sein. Ich habe 18 Sätze geschrieben. So, ich amüsiere mich über den Film. There's a homely in there. Right? Now, I can't stress enough, we're coming to the end of this now, and the importance of your prepositions. So, worüber amüsiere ich mich? Got that? Es kommt auf das Wetter an. It depends on the weather. So then my question word will be, and it will have to include the auf, don't forget. Worauf kommt das Wetter an? Worauf, Entschuldigung, worauf kommt das an? What does it depend on? Es kommt auf das Wetter an. Worauf kommt das an? Es kommt auf das Wetter an. So that's it, really. Das wäre es, glaube ich. Das wäre es für heute. Und hoffentlich habe ich euch alles erklärt. Und gründlich. Und vergesst nicht zu liken und zu abonnieren. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Und vielleicht etwas in die Kommentare schreiben and to write something in the comments. Okay, bis zum nächsten Mal beim German Made Easy from Scratch.